Hello friends, in this video we are going to discuss about the drug stability. In drug stability of pharmaceutical product, first we will discuss the chemical kinetics. So this chemical kinetics is might be a zero order or first order or second order or pseudo first order. By using this chemical kinetics, we can determine the expiry date, and it also provide the proper storage condition for a pharmaceutical product. The extent of inactivation of a drug due to the various environmental factors can be understood from the drug stability testing. These studies helps to predict the expiry date, that is the shelf life of a product. So by using this chemical kinetic, we can easily determine the expiry date, then proper storage condition of a drug product, and the factor which affect on the expiry date of a drug. Before moving to the chemical kinetic portion, first we understand the rate of reaction. It is defined as change in concentration of the reactant and product with respect to time, and it is denoted by dC upon dt. Here dC is the change in concentration with respect to the dt, that is the change in time interval. According to the law of mass action, the rate of chemical reaction is proportional to the product of molar concentration of reactant each raised to the power usually equals to the number of molecules. This definition is understood by using this equation. In this equation you can see that A and B are the reactant, and when A and B react it gives the product. These M and N are the number of moles of A and B reactant respectively. So with respect to this A, the rate of reaction is equals to 1 upon M into dA divided by delta T. Here 1 upon M, that M is nothing but the moles of a reactant A, and dA is change in concentration of reactant A with respect to time dt. Similarly, for reactant B, we can determine the rate, that is 1 upon N into delta B divided by delta T. So according to the law of mass action, the rate of this reaction is determined by using A raised to M into B raised to N. That is, in this equation A and B are the reactant and M and N are the number of moles of each reactant respectively. In this equation K is nothing but the rate constant. Order of reaction is defined as number of concentration terms on which rate of reaction depend when determined experimentally. In this example, we can see that suppose A and B are the reactant and the exponent M and N are the molar concentration of each reaction. Then for this equation, the order of reaction is summation of this exponent, that is M plus N. So it gives the order of reaction. Suppose molar concentration of reactant A is 1 and molar concentration of reactant B is again 1, then the order of this reaction is 1 plus 1 is equals to 2. Zero order reaction is defined as reaction in which rate does not depend on concentration terms of the reactant is known as a zero order reaction. Means in zero order reaction the rate is not depend on the concentration of the reactant. So this reactant A gives the product. This is mathematically expressed as K0 is equals to minus delta A divided by delta T, where K0 is the specific rate constant for a zero order. Here the minus sign shows that as the time changes, the concentration of the reactant A is also changes. So it is denoted by the minus sign. So for example of the zero order reaction is oxidation of vitamin A in oily solution, color loss of a liquid multisulfonamide preparation, photochemical degradation of chlorpromazine in aqueous solution. In this graph you can see that on x-axis we plot the time and on y-axis we plot the concentration. So the slope of this equation or slope of this graph gives the value of K0, that is the rate constant for a zero order reaction. So in this zero order reaction the rate is not depend on the concentration terms. Next is half-life is defined as time required for concentration of the reactant to reduce to half of the initial concentration. Suppose the initial concentration is 1 and after some time it is reduced up to the 0.5, means 50% of the concentration or the half concentration is reduced, and the time required for this change in concentration is known as a half life. So this half life is given by T half is equals to A divided by 2 into K0. Here A is the concentration of the reactant, 2 is the factor, and K0 is the rate constant of a zero order reaction. Similarly, shelf life is defined as time required for the concentration of reactant reduced to 90% of the initial concentration is known as a shelf life. The difference is here the half and here is the 90%. The overall definition is same. So T90 is equals to 0.1 A divided by K0. So this is the shelf life for a zero order reaction. Next one is the pseudo zero order reaction. Is a reaction which may be the first order but behave like a zero order reaction depending on the experimental condition. Hence this reaction is known as a pseudo zero order reaction. Example is the drug degradation in suspension. The rate of degradation depend on the solubility of drug. That means the rate of degradation is not depend on the concentration terms, whereas it is depend on the solubility of drug, hence it is a zero order reaction. For this zero order reaction, the rate constant K0 is determined by using minus delta A divided by delta T. Again this minus sign shows that as the reaction proceeds, the concentration of the reactant changes. Delta A, the change in concentration with respect to the time. First order reaction is defined as a reaction in which rate of reaction depends on concentration of a one reactant. Here in this equation you can see that A is the reactant and 1 is the moles of that reactant gives the product. So according to the law of mass action, order of reaction is equals to A, that is the reactant A, raised to the molar concentration of the reactant, that is 1. So overall order of this reaction is the first order reaction. It is mathematically expressed as change in concentration depends on, or the rate of reaction it depends on the concentration C. So when we remove this proportionality sign, we add the constant, that is K1, and it is the rate constant for a first order reaction. The value of K1 is calculated by using final equation, that is 2.303 divided by T log C0, that is the initial concentration of reactant A, divided by Ct, that is the concentration of reactant at time t. Or this K1 is also determined by using 2.303 divided by T log A. A is the initial concentration divided by A minus X. It is the concentration at time t. The example of the first order reaction is decomposition of hydrogen peroxide catalyzed by 0.02 molar potassium iodide solution. This is the graphical representation of first order reaction. On x-axis we plot the time and on y-axis we plot the log A or only A, that is the concentration of reactant. As the time passes, the concentration of A is also reduces, and the slope of this graph gives the value of minus K divided by 2.303, that K is nothing but the reaction rate constant for a first order. For the first order reaction, the half-life is given by equation 0.693 divided by K1, and shelf life, that is T19, is given by equation 0.105 divided by K1. Second order reaction is defined as a reaction in which rate depend on concentration terms of two reactant, each raised to the power 1. Consider the 1 mole of reactant A react with the 1 mole of a reactant B and gives the product. The rate equation can be written as minus dA upon dt. This is the rate equation for reactant A, and for reactant B it is minus delta B divided by delta T is equals to K2. It is the rate constant for second order reaction, concentration of A raised to 1 and concentration of B raised to 1. So according to the law of mass action, order of reaction is 1 plus 1, that is 2. In other words, the rate of reaction is first order with respect to the reactant A, and again it is first order with respect to the reactant B. So the overall order of reaction is the second order reaction. In second order reaction, small a and small b are the initial concentration of reactant AB, and small x is the concentration of reactant AB at time period t. There are two possibilities when the initial concentration of reactant A and B are equal, that is A is equals to B, and when the initial concentration of reactant A and B are not equal. These are the two possibilities. If A is equals to B, then K2, that is the rate constant for second order reaction, is given by equation 1 upon AT into X divided by A minus X, and when A is not is equals to B, then K2 is given by equation 2.303 divided by T in bracket A minus B log B in bracket A minus X divided by A in bracket B minus X. This equation, when we plotted on a graph, on x-axis we take the time and on y-axis we take these two different quantities. Then the slope of this line gives the value of K2, and in this graph the slope of this line gives the value A minus B, K2 divided by 2.303. By using this slope value we can easily calculate the value of K2. For second order reaction, the half-life is given by 1 upon A K2. pseudo first order reaction is defined as a reaction which is originally a second order but it behaves like a first order reaction. In second order reaction, the rate depends on concentration terms of a two reactant. Therefore, the rate equation would be the rate of reaction, that is minus dc upon dt, is equals to K2, that is the rate constant for second order reaction, concentration of reactant A into concentration of reactant B. In this condition, the one reactant is present in excess quantity. Suppose the reactant B is present in excess quantity, therefore the concentration of B does not change significantly during the course of reaction. Hence the concentration of B is considered as a constant, so that the rate of reaction is depend only on concentration of a reactant A, and hence it is a pseudo first order reaction.